I know I wrote a book, right? It's called Buy a Game, and it's free. Click the link down there, you got it.
DreAllDay.com.
Everybody, this afternoon we talking about you know. We talking about you know. I was just talking to my guy Scott from Athlete on Fire. We do a podcast on his podcast. Our podcast is called Athlete on Fire. We call those episodes Dre on Fire. And we were talking about one thing that I read about in this book it's called So Good They Can't Ignore You. It's about this guy named Cal Newport, C-A-L Newport. And one of the things he talks about in that book is career capital. The reason I titled this stream, You Know, is that a lot of people think that they know things. I say, well, you know, what experience, what knowledge do you have? When somebody wants to work with me, I say, you know, what collateral do you have that makes you a viable business person or makes you up for this job or gives you value in the marketplace? And they'll say something like, well, you know, I went to school for this, I still got this degree in this area of study, or, you know, I read all these books, or I listen to this podcast, or, you know, I'm part of this masterminding group. And they think that, they think that represents knowledge. They think that represents knowledge, that represents some value. I'm here to let all of you know, especially those of you who are educated. That means you graduated from high school, you went to college, you're in college, you got a degree, you got multiple degrees, you're about to get a degree. Education is not knowledge. Knowledge of an actual skill, knowledge of a particular skill comes from doing that skill. The only way you have knowledge of an area of work, whether that's marketing and business, whether that's playing basketball, whether that's repairing cars, whether that's paving roads, whatever it is, the only way that you have knowledge is when you've done things. You have knowledge from experience. Knowledge comes only from experience. Knowledge does not come from studying books. Knowledge does not come from watching TV. Knowledge does not come from talking to somebody who did it. Knowledge comes from you actually doing it. And if you have not done it, you do not know it. Now, once you've done it, you acquire what we call career capital, working capital. That means you've actually put some time, effort, energy into doing something. You got some results out of it, and now you got some capital. We know what capital is, kind of like money. Money can be traded for resources. It can be traded for goods. So if you got capital of skill, capital of having done something and you know it, then you can trade that for money. You can trade it for people's attention. You can trade it for people being fans of you. You can trade it for getting followers. You can trade it for anything that you want, but you got to have it to trade it. Going to school does not mean you know something. All it means is that you went to school. If you got a degree from school, that means you got a degree from school, but it doesn't mean you know anything. If you haven't worked in that field and actually produced some results in a particular field, even if you studied it for 8 years, you don't know anything until you go out there and actually do it. And I want to make sure everybody catches that. That's a very important point that some people may miss, you know, when they go through higher education. I went through higher education, so I'm not saying it's a waste of time, but I want you to understand it if you're going through it or you plan on going through it, to know that your actual knowledge, your actual value in the marketplace is not the fact that you went to school. It's not the fact that you got that piece of paper. It's not that. It's not that you walked across the stage. Your value is in your knowledge, skills, expertise, and experience. It only comes from what you've actually done. So until you've done something, you don't know anything. Am I an investor? I invest in a lot of things. I invest my time, effort, and energy into doing these Periscope streams to empower and inform a whole bunch of people on some things that they may otherwise not have known, or maybe they heard from somebody else and they didn't really hear it, but now they're going to listen to it because they're hearing it from me. So that's one thing I invest in. I invested 9 years into being a pro basketball player. I invested really like 20 years because I was working on my game for a long time before I became a pro, before anybody paid me $1. So I made a ton of investments. Everything I do is an investment. This is an investment right now. Answering your question was an investment because I could have spent that time delivering some knowledge instead of answering that question. But I think it did deliver knowledge at the same time because somebody else might have had the same question. So thank you for asking. You saw my TED Talk on the 3rd day. Thank you. I didn't even really put that out to everybody yet, but I will. I'm going to send it out to my email list this week. What's up, Solutions Turk? What's up, Ricky? You watched 25% of my YouTube videos. That would mean you watched about, man, that's like 1,200 videos. You really watched 1,200 videos? That's a lot of video watching, man. Hopefully, if you did watch that many videos, I appreciate it. But for you to get the maximum value out of it, this is what you got to do. You got to take the things in those videos and actually go apply them and internalize them so they become part of you, so you don't even have to watch the video no more. You got to internalize that stuff. So it got to become part of yourself. Do I focus on quality or quantity? Focus on both. Why would you only do one or the other? If you're good at something, you might as well always be good. And if you got the energy and the capacity, you might as well do it a lot. So that Dre Philosophy Zero is great. You've been reading it for days. That's what's up. It's a long-ass book. Am I going to see Batman? No, I'm not going to see Batman. I don't go to the movies. I create movies. This is you at the movies right now. If you're watching the stream, it's just a short film. You're welcome for providing you knowledge. Why are you typing in all capital letters like that? I got to ask you that. No, I'm not going to the movies. I ain't been to the movies in a minute. I don't even remember the last time. What's the last movie I seen? What's the last movie we saw? That Kevin Hart thing. Remember that Kevin Hart movie? I swear, dude, I watched one about confidence like every day. That's what's up. You should watch that every day. You should sign up for my course on mindset. It's called Bulletproof Mindset. It's going to be available to everybody April 1st, which I think is next Friday. It's going to be available to everybody April 1st. It's an 8-week course. So each section of the course opens up each week over 8 weeks. You could take the whole week's worth in one day if you want to. But it's scheduled to come out every day, not every day, every week for 8 weeks straight. Am I bilingual? Yeah, I speak the language of, actually, I'm multilingual. So I speak English, I speak basketball, I speak business, I speak motivation, I speak ambition, I speak confidence, I speak success, I speak TED Talks, I speak Q&As, I speak Periscope, I speak Twitter, I speak Instagram, I speak Snapchat, I speak YouTube. How many languages is that? You asked me because of the Batman shirt. What's Batman got to do with being bilingual? I never heard. I don't know what the correlation is between those two, but let me know. Whatever it is, let me know. How did I know what to focus on to build my career around? You mean as far as playing basketball? I didn't know. I just liked playing basketball, so I kept playing it, got better, and became a basketball player. If you're talking about my non-basketball stuff, if that's what you're asking about, I was already doing this stuff. So building my brand, doing videos, the live streams is something that wasn't available back, in like 2000. What year was that? 2005. But that just was a natural progression because I was already doing stuff like that, making videos, talking to my audience, answering questions. So all of it was kind of a natural progression. I was already posting pictures, sharing my thoughts in blogs, writing it. And then you got Twitter. Pictures became Instagram. So I was already doing a lot of this stuff. I believe imagination is more significant than knowledge. I'm curious as to why you're asking me that question because I wrote a post. Actually, there's a chapter in my about that. Actually, is in my next book. Chapter in my next book, which is called The Mirror Motivation Part 2. I actually just wrote a chapter that is specifically addressing that question. So you might have saw that in one of my videos, maybe one of my weekly motivations. Do I get nervous when I do TED Talks? Not at all. I'm destined by higher beings up in the clouds to do TED Talks. So I'm definitely not nervous. Did I play basketball in high school? Yes, I did. You can actually read my book, which tells you all about that journey on my website. Go to dreallday.com. When you get there, there's going to be an offer there that says get my first book for free. Put in your email address. I'll give you my first book free. It tells you all about my journey playing basketball in high school. Buy a game. BUYAGAME. It's completely free. Just go to dreallday.com. It'll come right up on the screen. So any of you who want to read my first book, go to dreallday.com. I'll give you that book for free. It'll come to your email by the end of the day. Well, was I always this smooth in talking publicly? No, when I was in 3rd grade, I remember I ran for treasurer of the school and I didn't win. I was not smooth at all. My speech wasn't that good. I think that's why I didn't win. And I ain't have no funding. I ain't have no, what do they call it? What do they call it in the elections when you got people giving you money? I forget what they call it. Well, anyway, I didn't have that when I was in 3rd grade. So, no, I wasn't smooth then, but I got better because I've done so many videos. I got 5,000. Yeah, sponsors is another word I'm thinking of. They don't call them sponsors. In political stuff, they call it something else. But anyway, I've done 5,000 YouTube videos, 4,000 blog posts. I've done a lot of speaking in front of audiences. Yeah, like super PACs, things like that. People who just give you money so you can win the election. I ain't had nobody funding me money, so I didn't win. And my speech wasn't good. And I probably didn't have that many fans, so I was missing all 3 elements. So that campaign was doomed from the start. But I did do Julius Caesar. I played the role of Brutus in Julius Caesar. I think that was 3rd grade, 2nd or 3rd grade. I did pretty good in that. There's no video available back then when you had phones, smartphones that is. All right, everybody, I gotta go. Follow me on Snapchat at Dre Baldwin. That's the only one I'm gonna keep promoting because all the other ones you already know about. Snapchat and Instagram is at Dre Baldwin. Snapchat at Dre Baldwin. My talk about what's good about the separation of the guy on stage from one in the crowd, absolutely. Yes, at 2 Brute. I'm going to keep watching on here. Dre, you the man. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I also agree with you. So everybody have a great day. Follow me on Snapchat at Dre Baldwin, Instagram at Dre Baldwin. Make sure you follow me on social media, Snapchat. You see it right there. The code's going to come up. Dre Baldwin. My Instagram is the same name, at Dre Baldwin. My Twitter and my Periscope, both at Dre All Day. Y'all know my website, dreallday.com. Any business inquiries, hit me via email, dre@dreallday.com, or you can just send me a snap. Work on your game. Dre All Day.